In this video, we're going to be breaking down a custom pipe desk that Nick put together. He made this with 3/4 inch electrical conduit and maker pipe connectors. And if you're unfamiliar with those materials, EMT conduit is a metal, steel tubing that you can get off the shelf at places like Lowe's, Home Depot, Menards, True Value, Ace Hardware, different hardware and home improvement stores. And it's usually about $10 for a 10-foot stick. And you can cut through that with a handheld pipe and tube cutter. And then those pieces of conduit are put together with these steel clamps here that we manufacture in upstate South Carolina. Those are also made out of steel, and you only need a 5mm hex wrench to put them together. And the combination of those materials allows you to build all kinds of awesome stuff, as we've seen in the community all the time. You can check out our website and the rest of the YouTube channel to see a lot of these other great builds. But we're going to be breaking down this build from Nick today. And he said that he's been moving a lot and that he needed furniture that's lightweight, can be disassembled, and packs down well is a big priority. And he said he made this desk and it allows him to sit, stand, or squat, as we'll highlight here as we go through this. And he said he's hoping to make some storage shelves in the future too, which is really cool. So this desk has all three function, and it actually wasn't until just a second ago. I've seen this build a couple times in the community over the last week or two. It wasn't until just now that I realized that this is actually made to function in all three ways really easily. Because what this does, basically we'll start here with the verticals. He's got the 4 verticals in the corners here, and those are just going all the way down to the ground. And of course you can customize these dimensions to exactly what space you're working with and exactly what material you want to use for the desktop and things like that. But basically he's got those 4 verticals there, and then he's using the same technique 3 different times for the connectors. And what he's done is he's used the maker pipe T connector, which allows you to join 2 pieces of EMT conduit together. And it basically has a piece of conduit that runs continuously through the top half of the connector. And then there's a piece of conduit that terminates inside of the connector here. And that allows that piece of conduit to run to the back. And then he's got another maker pipe connector, which is the 90-degree connector, which works very similarly, where it allows a piece of conduit to go continuously through the middle of the connector. But then instead of just one piece that terminates in the connector, it has a second one as well. And in this particular build, this is running to the other side. And then the same exact thing is just mirrored on the other side here. It's just these 2 pieces of conduit are terminating in the 90, and then it goes up here and terminates in the T connector. And then, of course, this is another 90-degree connector. Basically just did that same design 2 more times. So he's got the T connector there, and there. And then he's got the 90-degree connectors up there and back there. So basically just completed the same design 2 more times. And the reason that he did that I just realized right before starting recording was so he could actually make this function as the squat, sit, and stand desk. Because all he has to do here is basically this tabletop that is right now in sit mode is just resting on top of the pieces of conduit in between these verticals here. So basically all he has to do is slide that out and then put that up here, and he's extended the height of the verticals up a little bit past the connector, so it will kind of keep the wood in place there. And then so he can put that to the very top and change that to a stand desk, slide it out and put it where it is now for the sit desk. And then I've never even heard of this before, a squat desk, but I guess some people like to squat when they work as well, which is really interesting to me. But basically just slides the wood out and slide that down there, and now you've got a squat desk. So really easily, don't have to use any electricity, as he was saying. You basically just, do it all manually. And it's pretty easy to accomplish with just those 12 connectors and then, those pieces of conduit that you cut up. And then the last accessory that I see here are the maker pipe end caps. Those are just plastic end caps that you push into the end of the piece of conduit. You can add those on top just to add a nice sleek look like this. And he might have used them on the bottom. Pretty sure he did. And if you've got hardwood floor, you can also use some of the rubber pipe feet. Those are just basically like replacement chair tips that fit on conduit. You can slide those over the bottom, and those work well for verticals on hardwood floors or on, if you're outside in like a garage. Want to keep the build from sliding around, or indoors you want to keep it from scratching up the floor. Those work really great too, but I also like the end caps, and you can also get some felt pads and stick on there, and those work really great. But this is a really cool build, nice and simple, and it's cool that he was able to kind of achieve all the priorities that he said he had using maker pipe and conduit. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave a like and consider subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.